Welcome back, everyone, to Hearts of Iron 4. Now, as you may see from the title and from the edgy, spooky, edgy, and possibly edgy music that's playing in the background, while the screen looks like normal Hearts of Iron 4, this is a weird-ass mod. It is Unification Wars. Now, you might be saying, what the fuck is happening over here? Why is the world retarded? Well, my dear friends, the world is extremely retarded because this is a mod about fucking Warhammer 40,000. Yes, of course, this is the greatest thing ever. Apparently, some things don't work. So yeah, that doesn't work. But yeah, this is a mod that's set in, like, you know, 30,900,457th year in the future. In case you do not know what the fuck Warhammer 40,000 is, I don't know, I'm not going to explain it to you because I do not know much about it. I just know that it exists, and the basic storyline of it is essentially this guy that obviously everyone's going to be playing as, the Emperor of Mankind, because edgy, has been reincarnating through, like, history. He's kind of a, like, weird consciousness, and at some point after, you know, humanity fucked itself, like, at this point in history humanity is supposed to already be, like, spanning half the stars or whatever, but because of it tinkering with technology it didn't understand, they unleashed, like, you know, all sorts of horrors upon the universe. Humanity's empire exploded, and, you know, Earth itself has fallen into a state of just complete chaos, where ultra technologically advanced, but at the same time utterly incapable of using that technology, people constantly kill each other. So at this moment, the Emperor of Mankind decides to come back around and save humanity with this crypto weird techno-fascist ideology of doom. Yeah, that's the closest thing I could give it. I am not an expert on this stuff, but what matters is it's a Hearts of Iron 4 mod. It's a weird scenario. People use plasma guns and, like, ridiculous power armor. So yeah, I'm gonna be checking out the mod. Essentially, like, the whole thing about Warhammer 40k is, like, super-powered, like, soldiers of doom fighting in space. Of course, here we're not in space, but yeah. So first of all, we're going to check out the map. Now, the map is the same in terms of, I believe, the states, the way they are, as regular Hearts of Iron 4. However, some things are different, obviously, with the way the countries are. First off, most of them, except for the Imperium itself, are, like, completely generic. Like, they just have some generic techno-barbarians as leaders, and they have a generic focus tree that, you know, has a few options that we're gonna check out in a bit. But yeah, the map, the way it's laid out is that there's the mega pan-Pacific. Okay, so first off, actually, most nations are fascist or non-aligned, because the whole shtick of what's happening. Actually, some people are chaos to start off with, and apparently chaos is communism, because Kappa forehead. And by the way, chaos is, like, you know, demons coming from, like, the outer dimensions or whatever, to end humanity, essentially. Well, not just humanity, but, you know, just feed off of people's emotions and stuff like that, just regular stuff. As you can see, a bunch of people are fascist, a bunch of people are non-aligned, actually, apparently, right, okay, a bunch of people are non-aligned, not many are democratic, and one of them is the Caucasus Wastes, which is hilarious. You know, the most democratic place on Earth, the Caucasus Wastes. That's exactly what I was expecting. And also the Saragarn Techno-Politician Enclave, which is apparently the most, advanced research hub on Earth in fucking Tajikistan. because yes, that makes a lot of sense. And like most of these countries that are around, oh, and yes, edgy music that's probably gonna get the video demonetized. That's fucking amazing. Anyway, most of the countries that are around are like vague representations, because like the date here, it's showing 1946, but sorry, I gotta take a sip of coffee. The date of this is showing that, but it's supposed to be something again like you know, 30,000 something, the year 30,000 something. So yeah, that like it's far in the future. So well, you know, there are like sort of remnants of old nations in terms of like, you know, just collective memory and identity, but most of them are just, you know, they're far removed from back how it was. Okay, so like for example, there's obviously Europa over here, Iberia, Frank, Albion, Albia, and I like how even in this timeline, fucking Ireland just can't shake off the Brits. Germany with a J, so I guess that would be Germany. Nordic, you know, Baltica, Darogov, which is Russian, but and apparently this is called Petrograd, so yeah, Moskova, and apparently these guys are called the Iron Justicarium. Oh, and another thing that this universe has is that everyone just is, for some fucking reason, obsessed with fake Latin. So like for example, you see that we're called the Imperium of man and not something else. And yeah, like so, the way the countries are, it's not like important. The only country that's really important is the Imperium, or at least so far. Perhaps others are gonna get expanded upon at some point. I like how there's some Cossacks with a K who are puppets of Ursh, which is obviously Russia. I just love how it's massive. Fucking Ursh. Yeah, so that's exactly... Taurica. Apparently Crimea has its own thing. Ethnarchy. That doesn't sound... Eugenicists. Are you kidding me? Okay. That's not great. Yeah, like... These guys are not really that important. They're just there as kind of lambs to the slaughter for how you play the Imperium. Although it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny, like the others... how they are. So considering that there isn't really that much content out for the mod yet, which is still very early in its development phase, to get the video a little bit longer, I am going to play a little bit as I talk about it. In the meantime, I'm gonna bring up the mod page to make sure I'm not getting anything too particularly wrong. Anyway, like, most of the things in the mod are actually just reskins, obviously, of normal Hearts of Iron 4. As you can see, like, you know, autogun is basic infantry weapons. Phobos bolter, which, by the way, is... Okay, so this looks like a gun, right? But it's a bolter and not a gun. Apparently, this thing fires, like, rockets. A self-propelled explosive bolt, which explodes with devastating effect once it penetrates its target, effectively blowing it apart from the inside. Yeah, this is, in case you do not know about Warhammer, again, I'm not sure how that would be possible on the internet, but in case you do not know it, this universe is edgy as fuck, okay? So expect edge. Expect edge to be around. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I should have this. Alright, so that's what you do. Then you have mobile infantry, which is just, you know, motorized and everything else. Even though this thing looks like it probably could have armor, it does not have armor. But once you unlock the Chimera, you get that. You obviously have everything from man the guns, so that's nothing new. Support companies are the same, as you see. The tanks are the same, except reskinned. The skins look great, by the way, although it does kind of look like out of place because like the Age of Strife tank, which is supposed to be advanced, is an FT-17, and then like the amphibious tanks are just the American ones from the normal game. And then at the end you have the Predator, which is the one you also find in like Dawn of War games and stuff like that. And there's also, oh, this is what everyone loves, the Bane Blade, which is supposed to have, see, like the icon over here is technically, I think, wrong from what the lore says this thing is supposed to be, which, you know, it's supposed to have like 1,000,000 turrets or whatever. Yeah, like, you know, the main gun is much bigger with 2 barrels, and then it's got like 17 turrets all around. It's, you know, quite lul. Then you have just your reskinned stuff. Very, by the way, good icon work, contrasted with some relatively shoddy one, like this autogun and the heavy mortar. These don't look nearly as good as like the autocannon or the plasma cannon, although the manticore does look amazing. But yeah, I mean, like some of these look really good, some of them not so much. TBH. That's just my opinion though. Doctrines are just the same, Naval's just the same, except obviously like the ships look different. And some of them look really weird. Boarding torpedo. Also apparently they're supposed to be starships. Right, but you know, the mechanics aren't there yet. Hashtag. And yeah, all the texts are the same. So yes, just ported over. The planes are the generic ones. This is the same, this is the same, and this is the same. So with that out of the way, you get to the like more shooty stuff. The economy is the same, no new buildings or anything like that. So you're quote-unquote stuck with that. And then we get to the national focuses. National focuses. So let's check out the generic tree first. Oh, and then obviously there's like events for everything, like kind of explaining what's going on. I like how the fucking like techno-Mongols are picking End This Madness, which is democracy, which is hilarious. Look at that. Haven of democracy, or freedom by force. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, the generic focus tree is generic here, 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 generic here. Although, lovely, I am deaf for the nuclear thing. Generic, generic, generic. Weird looking birds. Generic. Generic. And then there's the ideologies. Now there's 4 ideologies, which are, you know, fascist, which is the same as the normal game. Non-aligned, same as the normal game. Democratic, quote-unquote, same as the normal game. And then communism has been replaced with chaos worship, which again, the chaos are like the interdimensional demons. So yes, of course, that's great. Give me war propaganda, because this world is basically just war, you know. And yeah, looking at the thing, it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing weird in here. It's just you pick whatever ideology you want to follow, and it's gonna happen. Give me war goals. Pick whatever ideology you're gonna want to follow and stick with it. You actually, like, most nations start with basically either war economy or something similar, and most nations start at war in some way or another. As you can see, the world tension is already at 60%, and if you're not like at war at the start, other wars break out relatively quickly. I'm not sure if through events or scripts for the AI or anything like that. But if you're a player and you have the generic focus tree, for example, if you go ahead and take a look at the Warrior King, you get war goals on neighbors for them just existing, essentially. That's if you take a non-aligned warrior king. Because, of course, you get also kamikaze strikes, you know, just the regular stuff. If you're a oh no, this is, oh, okay, this is the fascism. To get the warrior, sorry, not the warrior, the non-aligned party can either be despotic or oligarchy. If I recall correctly, they also get some kind of bonus to attacking people. No, never mind. Then it was the chaos, but like obviously the chaos are like ridiculous. We're gonna get looking at them later. And obviously, even if you go democracy, you can get freedom by force, which justify war goal time minus 25%, generate war goal tension limit minus 30%, and you get plus 25% war support. So you can justify on people even as le democratic. Oh, and obviously, if you play as the Imperium, you can get a fascism guy that increases your stability, even though you're already at 100%. Right. What was I trying to do? I don't know. As you can see, most of the people here are generic, but it's fine. The commanders do exist. You do have some commanders. I'm not sure actually if the other factions have commanders. Let us see. Let us see if they have commanders. They do. They're probably like some kind of generic, but yeah, they do have things. That's great. That is quite great. Also, what the hell are these units? Techno-barbarian divisions. Oh, power armor. Techno-barbarians. Alright. Then you just have regular mountaineers. I wonder, can they build techno-barbarians? Yes, they can. Okay. Ain't that great? Techno-barbarians. I just love that. I just love that so much because it's just so ridiculous, you know? Like this, all of this is just so over the top. You can't even call out that it is because it's obvious and it's deliberate. That's the best part. Apparently, even these guys were supposed to be like not really as barbarian as the other people. They're also techno-barbarians. And yeah, you can do power armor, as you can see. So going back to the Imperium, we're gonna check out the Imperial focus stream. Now, the other guys get the techno-barbarians that use power armor. However, you... Jesus Christ, this edgy AF fascist music, I love it. You, however, you get the Thunder Warriors, which are, as far as I can tell, like some kind of genetic advanced warriors stuff. Yeah, they're some kind of techno-barbarian advanced genetically mutated super soldier who are the precursors to the, well, to what everyone knows, the Space Marines. You can get the Space Marines by taking the Legiones Astartes, which is obviously retarded Latin, and then there's also the Legio Custodes, who are like the bodyguards of the Emperor, essentially. And you start out with a few of them, and they're really overpowered. Because you can see these the free battalion, 12 combat with, no support units have 144 soft attack, 216 defense, and 9 armor. Just in case you needed the armor. Obviously, there's the power armor equipment, and there's also custodian armor, which obviously allows you to build the custodes or however you want to call them, who are the guys from that video series that everyone knows about, like the Emperor text-to-speech thing. And in that series, they're supposedly gay, but whatever. Oh, and yeah, as you can see, first focus fires, and apparently everyone has declared war on everyone else, so probably some event causes this, but I have no bloody idea. to be completely honest. I like how you couldn't promise peace. History has taught us the horrors of war. We must never let it happen again. And, you know... Oh, actually, it's civil wars. Oh, it's all the democratic people going and doing civil wars. Apparently, you're both democratic. Yeah, because revolution... Picking revolution causes a civil war. Although apparently some of these civil wars are bugged because that's definitely both democracies, even though one of them is clearly supposed to be fash. You know, the Republic of Archangel over here under Valerian Cafaro is definitely supposed to be less democratic than the techno politicians. Absolutely fucking love it. Yeah, there are some major wars at the start, like Europa and the Pan-Pacific Empire start off at, you know, in pretty big wars. The Caucasus Wastes Civil War, just lovely, just absolutely lovely. Yeah, you start off with a few of these wars going on because of the focus tree, obviously, the Revolution focus tree. Although you can also take the Reform focus tree, or focus, which ends up not doing that. So in case you do not want to immediately blow up at the start, you can do that. You can do that indeed. Oh, we do have war goals. Yeah, so I can show you how the combat works. Oh yeah, crap, I am an idiot apparently, because my troops were not ready to actually fight. But anyway, let me show you. So these are Techno-Barbarians, right? And these are my Thunder Warriors. Yeah, they're better. And that's why you play the Imperium ban, is because they're OP. Yeah, right. Anyway, let's take a look at the focus tree. Actually, I've never seen the way the event over here works, so let's check that out. In the meantime, I guess we fight. And since we're at war, we should have even edgier than normal music, which probably is going to be great stuff. Oh, look at that. You're trying to fight the Hetaeron Guard. So you die. And I like how the edgy music sometimes transitions into, like, you know, Death for Dishonor music. Just, you know, standard stuff. Which is amazing. Oh look, he's trying to take the Imperial Palace. No. Ain't gonna happen. Oh, you're trying to fight me. Ain't gonna happen, because I've got my overpowered Custodes, or whatever the fuck. And yeah, now they die. So as you can see, relatively easy to actually fight, at least at the beginning, because your troops are overpowered, and it's supposed to be like this way in the lore, I believe. Oh, and by the way, these guys are like fucking ridiculously fast. Like, they're fucking insane. Like, look at how fast. Look at this! They're like fucking race cars. And yeah, now we take Techno Calcutta or whatever, and they're gone. So this way, this works pretty much the same way. Whoa, what the fuck? The Caucasus Wastes declare war on the Caucasus Empire. Oh, okay, so the guy that was supposed to turn fascist turned fascist, but just later? Did the same happen for the other people too? These people just declared war on each other because they went with the focus tree of the fash, yeah, obviously. The Republic of Archangel won on the Republic of Archangel. Are there any other civil wars still going on? Caucasus Civil War, Bregaman, Targaran War, Neo-Osan, Neo-Zulu Pacific War. No, what? The Neo-Osa, Neo-Zulu War, of course. Because why not? Guns, germs, and steel. Man, the Edge is going in. I like how he's so big, but he's got 3 units, which is just insane. Oh, but his opponent is retarded. He's gonna get revolution. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. Like at the start, you're gonna be overpowered because the Imperium is ridiculously overpowered and is supposed to be, I think, in the lore. Again, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so I have no idea, but I am relatively certain that they're supposed to be like really, really overpowered. Because, you know, they've got like these ridiculous ancient warrior demigod soldiers that they can use. And so they can use those to just win. Hashtag. Alright, give me that. Yeah, murder them. The Kamarupans declared war on the Gore Empire. Where the hell is the Kamarupa? I love this because there's these really retarded country names. The Kamarupan Civil War. All right. Where are you? Oh, thanks. It's the guy I am sort of fighting? Wait, what? Oh no, it's one of the guys I'm supposed to fight. Oh great. Yeah, okay, this civil war is working. It is the fascists versus the quote-unquote democracy people. And here we go, more civil wars in our can kill. So yeah, that's just basically the mod. You just go around and you conquer everything. Now, as I promised, I was gonna take a look at the Imperium focus tree. Now, the decisions are the same. The focus tree is just like, you know, generic over here, relatively generic. I like how, like, you know, it's just explaining away like mountainous railroad, like, you know, because obviously you're in the fucking Himalayas. And then you have a focus tree that basically conquers everything. You do a bit of divide and conquer, and then after you've finished taking over a region, it takes unify Western Europe, and you spread the Imperial truth, which is like the ideology that you're going for. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. And yeah, you just get an additional non-core manpower because you're not actually coring the entire world, but you are, like, you know, supposed to be getting a little bit stronger with every territory that you get. And the Church of the Lightning Stone. Of course. Subjugate the population. Of course. And then you have a slight... Let's see, is there anything weird here? Develop America. That's another thing I love. America is called America, and it's fascist. It's just so good. It's just +1. Develop China. Of course. China strong. Ching Chong. Brazil question. And yeah, right. Then you have the Imperial military kind of part, which is relatively normal. Although you do get some unique things like the Custodes, the Astartes. Then you have like your establishes the Geno 5-2 Chiliad as a regiment of the old 100. It's like whatever. I don't really know what that's supposed to be, but sure. So you have two branches, like your just human normal soldiers, who are the Auxilia, and then you have the like genetically modified super soldiers that are overpowered as hell. The standard template construct, factor output plus 25%, because, you know, you don't need more advantages. You're already perfectly balanced. Ah ha ha ha, kill them. Hashtag Balanceroni. Yeah, look at that. Now we killed them. Yes, Kahamana, you're dead. Do I have a war goal on you? I do. Very good. So yeah, that's basically the mod. I don't think there was anything else I need to show you. I've played through a little bit of it, and it's fun enough. Like, it's not fun. It's very early in development cycle, obviously. And it's a setting that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I mean, it's just quite cool. Like, no one can really deny that it is cool, because the whole thing is made upon rule of cool. So, you know, if they had gotten that wrong, then it would have been pretty bad. And like, I believe there's some unique mechanics that I do not know about. Perhaps because if you take a look at the end of the focus tree, once you take over everything, you say, look to the stars, which begins the Great Crusade. I'm not sure if this just gives you events, but like in the lore, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be when having unified Earth or whatever, the armies of the Emperor start, you know, conquering like the universe or whatever. Which, of course, doesn't go all too well, but there's obviously no space mechanics in here, and there will probably never be, so I'm not sure what that does, or if there's like some kind of hidden mechanic that I do not know about. But yeah, that's basically about it. Obviously, as always, I will leave the links that are relevant in the description of the video, so that you can try out the mod for yourself, see if you like it or not. And I'm not sure if I will ever play this again, but I don't know, if I've got time, why not? It's pretty fun. I wouldn't mind trying. And yeah, for now, I'll just leave you. So I want to thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. I will see you soon with some more Warhammer 4, or whatever. And yeah, take care.